Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brenton Roy.
And I'm Jayla Washington. Thank you for joining us. A Ball State sorority is facing scrutiny after a photo was posted on social media. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Ehrman is live in the newsroom with more. Brittany?
That's right, Jayla. The Ball State chapter of Alpha Chi Omega landed themselves in the middle of controversy right after a photo hit social media on Sunday. A member of the Gamma Mu chapter of Alpha Chi Omega posted this photo on Instagram with 8 of their members holding a sign on bid day that says, "Looking for Becky's with the good hair." They used the sign to go with their Beyonce theme, hoping to get women to pledge the sorority, but got a lot of criticism instead. The Instagram photo was taken down shortly after it was posted. A senior theater major at Ball State who wishes to remain anonymous says when she saw the photo, she immediately made the connection to race.
So if I'm thinking about a person whose name is Becky and she has good hair, I'm not going to think that that's a black person. I'm not.
Featured in a Beyonce song, the phrase "Becky with the good hair" is defined by USA Today as a woman who is bland and generally white, who may or may not be scheming to further her social success and wealth, likely by using her beauty and sexual acts to do so. Sororities are required to get ideas for bid day approved by the Pan-Hellenic Council. The Greek life staff in the Office of Student Life provides oversight to this council. Director of Student Life Melissa Ann Hartley released a statement that says, "In the case of the photo posted on Instagram by Alpha Chi Omega, as soon as the Pan-Hellenic Council was made aware of the sign, the council, with the support of Greek life staff, asked the organization to take corrective action, and they complied. The process of accountability established by the councils and the Greek life staff worked to address this incident. The Office of Student Life will serve as a resource to all organizations in identifying and engaging in efforts to create a welcoming and inclusive campus community." And Ball State theater major says she agrees it is important, but says there is also a bigger issue at hand.
You have to be culturally sensitive. You have to be educated in the cultures that surround you in your everyday life.
Now, Alpha Chi Omega also released a statement yesterday afternoon that says the Gamma Mu chapter of Alpha Chi Omega apologizes for a recent incident involving a sign quoting a Beyonce lyric that may have had racial undertones. "We did not realize the implications of the lyric and now understand more fully the meaning of the words. Alpha Chi Omega is committed to continuing to work to create a more inclusive community at Ball State, and we will seek learning opportunities to educate our members about inclusivity and social justice." Now, we also reached out to the University Associate Vice President for Strategic Communications for comment. However, we received no response. Live in the newsroom, Brittany Ehrman, NewsLink Indiana, back to you at the news desk.
Recruitment has come to a close, but what still continues are rumors on why there are no sorority houses. The rumors, which are false, say that the lack of sorority houses at Ball State is because of an ordinance calling them brothels. The real reason is a combination of finances and lack of space. Megan Berry, a sorority member, says it's not an issue for her or her sisters.
I don't really think it fazed any of us because we were kind of like, oh yeah, like that's what they say it is, but oh well, like we know like that's not really true, and we know that like sure it's an outdated thing, and like there's plenty of outdated things, like plenty of outdated government practices, like we know, like we just kind of ignore it.
A Brownsburg teen was indicted today in a terrorism case. He is 18-year-old Akram Musla. A federal grand jury accused him of attempting to provide support to ISIL. Musla was arrested at an Indianapolis bus station with a ticket to Morocco.
As Hillary Clinton battles pneumonia, Americans are sizing up the health of both presidential candidates. Donald Trump revealed more of his health information today, but both candidates are under pressure to do more. Scott McLean reports.
With Hillary Clinton sidelined by pneumonia, Donald Trump is trying to prove he is fit to serve as president.
This last week I took a physical, and I'll be releasing when the numbers come in. Hopefully they're going to be good.
Trump shared a one-page summary of his physical with Dr. Oz in an episode of his daytime show set to air on Thursday.
He read through a number of things. Dr. Oz was, he was impressed.
Most of the time he didn't really answer the questions directly, so it was probably flattering for him, although I don't think if you're paying attention he didn't really answer anything.
A statement from the show says Dr. Oz reviewed Trump's family medical history, heart health, and medications. Trump has repeatedly questioned Clinton's fitness to serve, but since her pneumonia diagnosis, he has declined to question her health directly. Both candidates have released far less health information than past nominees.
The losers are very clearly American voters. We're getting the runaround from both camps at the moment, and until they, get serious and really give us hard evidence, we can't really make judgments about either candidate's health.
Dr. Oz's daytime audience skews predominantly female, giving Trump a platform to win over a demographic he's struggling to connect with. But Trump's overall campaign seems to be gaining strength as polls tighten, and a new Bloomberg poll of battleground Ohio shows Trump leading by 5 points. But Hillary Clinton plans to be healthy and back on the campaign trail tomorrow. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Hillary Clinton did release her medical records today. Her physician says that Clinton continues to remain healthy and fit to serve as president if elected. So family weekend is this weekend, and I'm wondering whether or not I'm going to have to tell my parents to grab a rain jacket, because if it's raining, they're not coming.
Yeah, well, my dad literally threatened not to come if it's raining, so I don't know. We'll see. David, what more can you tell us about the weather this weekend?
Well, Jayla, unfortunately, you might need to tell your dad and Brent and your parents to bring their weather gear, their rain gear for Friday and Saturday. We might not see conditions like what we saw today. 80 degrees, what we saw today for a high 64 this morning. On average for this type of year, a little above that, 78 for average for this time of year in September, 55 for a low. But we will be reaching that later on tonight. For your forecast, we will be showing mostly, my weather graphic isn't working, but here in my full forecast, we will be seeing, I will be talking about your Friday forecast, going into your weekend, and talking mostly about your family weekend forecast.
All right, thank you, David. Coming up, we'll find out how Ball State students are reacting to a recent NFL protest.
And we will have details on Ball State's career fair. Stay tuned.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
North Korea is brushing off the U.S. response to its later nuclear bomb test. And while Kim Jong-un's regime is stepping up development of its nuclear weapons, a U.S. general is sounding the alarm. CNN's Barbara Starr reports.
A dire warning from a top U.S. commander following the B-1B bomber's symbolic show of force against North Korea's nuclear testing. General Raymond Thomas, head of Special Operations Command, said the U.S. is increasingly being held nuclear hostage every day by the North Korean regime. General Thomas also openly acknowledging U.S. Special Operations forces could be called into action, saying in the event of an implosion of the North Korean regime or some other trigger event, we would have the loose nuke dilemma on an industrial scale. The immediate worry? How soon North Korea might conduct another nuclear test. The U.S. has watched activity at an underground test site for weeks. North Korea reacting to the B-1 flights with characteristic bluster, saying the U.S. is bluffing that the B-1Bs are enough for fighting an all-out nuclear war. Also saying the U.S. imperialists are going reckless and are taken aback by the successful nuclear test. Kim Jong-un appears completely undeterred.
He already has 2 launchers that can hit the lower 48 states, the Taepodong-2 and the KN-08. In 2 or 3 years, he will be able to put a nuclear warhead on those missiles, and that will give him a credible capability of attacking a U.S. city.
Analysts at the website 38 North now calculate North Korea could have a stockpile of sufficient fissile material for approximately 20 bombs by the end of this year, and make up to 7 more annually. Right now, the U.S. calculates the regime could have 12 devices on hand. Future production would depend on the size of future bombs. The rapid escalation of missile and nuclear tests suggests this is about more than North Korea's usual attempts to show off on the world stage.
What North Korea is doing with these constant tests, both nuclear tests and missile tests, is actually trying to develop a workable, deliverable nuclear deterrent, and that's much more significant and much more dangerous.
That was CNN's Barbara Starr reporting. Controversy in the NFL. Multiple players are making the decision not to stand for the national anthem. NewsLink Indiana's Emerson Lemon took Ball State's campus to interview students about the protest.
Colin Kaepernick and other NFL players have sparked a nationwide debate after choosing to not stand for the national anthem. NewsLink Indiana was able to catch up with some students to hear their opinions on the subject.
He's making a choice, and if that's what he feels is the right thing to do in terms of fitting for the national anthem because of social injustice, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but I don't disagree with it either. If that's the stand that he decides to make, then that's his decision as a man.
Sophomore Trey Cates was not alone, as others were not fans of Kaepernick's actions.
I think it's great when people stand up for a cause, but the route they took is what I disagree with. Not standing for something that means so much to so many people. It's not really protesting anything, it's just kind of disrespecting something.
One student who did support Kaepernick and his counterparts was sophomore Meredith Dickerson.
I think it's really brave what Colin Kaepernick did and now what people in the NFL are doing. I think it takes a lot of guts, and he has those guts, and I agree with anyone's right to point out a societal issue. And that's exactly what he's doing. It's really simple, actually. He's just pointing out a big issue in America right now.
Just a few thoughts on a topic that is far from over. In Muncie, Emerson Lehman, NewsLink, Indiana.
According to a 2015 study by the Daily Caller, only 14% of college seniors have steady career prospects waiting for them after graduation. After the first career fair of the year, reporter Gabby Mitchell explored what Ball State is doing to ready its seniors for a life after college.
The fact that Ball State helped me have a well-rounded education, be open-minded to different thoughts, being able to work in group settings, immersive learning was huge. So that, I think, was probably the shining point of my career at Ball State, was being able to have different experiences with different groups, because that's set me up with success at Eli Lilly.
When we return, the weather has been sunny, but is rain in our future?
Your full weather forecast is next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. This just developing in the newsroom. The weather remote is back and fully operational.
Yeah, David, why don't we try that weather graphic one more time?
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, we're finally working here in the Weather Center, so grab your hats. This is going to be a great ride. Hey, let's take a look at our national map. A lot to talk about. This cold front centered across the Ohio Valley, and that's what's giving us our really unsettled weather for the past couple of days. Note to talk about, too, Tropical Storm Julia is out there in South Carolina and Georgia. Not really much affecting our weather here today, but a lot of rainfall down there in the southern states. Taking a look at our current temperatures here across Muncie, 68 degrees, a very nice one, that dew point on the lowering for the night, and it's going to be a perfect night overall. Taking a look at current temperatures across the state of Indiana, 68 again in Muncie, 73 Indianapolis, 72 out in Terre Haute. In our northern counties, the temperatures are cooler because that high pressure system bringing in east-northeast winds to our area, and that will bring in cooler, more comfortable air for the next couple days for the afternoon. And you can take a look at the dew point map as well. Up in our northern counties, a little cooler dew point temperatures, 63 here in Muncie, but these are on the fall as the evening again progresses. Going into tonight, we will see a low of 57 degrees with that northeast wind at 5 miles per hour. A calm and clear night, a very nice one on tap, and as for tomorrow as well. For tomorrow afternoon, here's tomorrow, 8 a.m. for your morning commute. Some clouds around, but it will be a very nice day on tap for Thursday. Rain mainly sticking off to the west. Again, a very nice day for Thursday. For your bus stop forecast, for your morning commute, 61 degrees, clear and calm, less humid. Again, those dew points are on the fall because of those high pressure moving in. 77 for the 3 p.m. temperature, a great day on tap for Thursday. As we go into Friday, all eyes go into Friday evening. Friday morning looks pretty clear. Don't mind any rain showers on the precision cast here at morning hours, but as the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour comes along, we will be fighting those showers, dodging them throughout the night for Friday afternoon and into the evening hours for Friday and into Saturday early morning. Another system does come in. Here's the cold front coming in Saturday evening, and this will prompt some thunderstorms along this line later on in the afternoon on Saturday, so that will definitely be in the forecast for the Ball State football game coming up here Saturday evening against Eastern Kentucky. Upper 70s for the football game. Cloudy with, again, it was rain chances possible. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, and it will feel pretty humid out there on Saturday for the football game, but it will open up to be a very nice Sunday for the end of part of the family weekend. 78 on Sunday, 77 on Monday. A very nice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, opening up to be a very nice work week. But like you guys said, your parents, they might not come because of the rain. Tell them to bring their rain gear because it's still going to be a very fun weekend here at Ball State.
Yeah, you know that Indiana weather, though. It changes every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes, but we got you covered here at NewsLink. So.
All right, well, thanks, David. Coming up, the Ball State football team prepares for its home opener this weekend.
And find out who Ball State is hosting in their volleyball tournament. It's all next when NewsLink Indiana returns.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening. Ball State takes on the Eastern Kentucky Colonels in the season home opener Saturday. The Cardinals want to get back on the right track after losing by 10 points to Indiana University last weekend, a game where the Cards struggle on both sides of the ball in the first half. On the offensive side, quarterback Riley Neal has gotten off to a bit of a slow start this season. Neal has thrown only 1 touchdown while throwing 3 interceptions. He's only completing 50% of his passes through the Cardinals' first 2 games. Neal says he is still confident in where the Ball State offense is at right now, but he knows he has things to clean up moving forward.
You know, definitely could have been better in a lot of phases in the game, especially passing. Messed up the protection time or two, and just not on cue with everybody at the same time. A few misreads and whatnot. So just stuff we can clean up in practice is a good thing. In terms of interceptions, just, going through the reads and not trying to force things.
Kentucky is 1-1 coming into Muncie. The Colonels' quarterback situation is an interesting one. Matty Mock, who transferred from the University of Missouri, left with an apparent shoulder injury in their season opener. Backup Benny Coney replaced Mock and then suffered a concussion later in the same game. EKU has used 4 different quarterbacks, but Coach Mike New and the Cardinals are prepared for whoever is starting on Saturday.
It's one of those, we'll look at the tape. We'll be ready for whoever, they put in the game. I mean, from a scheme standpoint, we kind of know what they want to do. Yes, they present different things as quarterbacks. One's more of a runner than a thrower, but they're all at some point in time, going to have the ability to pull it down in the zone, read stuff, and run. So we'll be ready for whoever's in there, and certainly we'll pay attention as the week unfolds here about the injuries and who's available to play.
Is scheduled for 3 p.m. on Saturday. Also this weekend, Ball State's women's volleyball hosts the annual Active Ankle Challenge. This weekend's tournament will wrap up non-conference play for BSU. The Cardinals are regaining their balance after a rocky start, winning their last 2 matches after losing their first 9. Freshman Kate Avila says the last 2 games have really helped the team's confidence heading into the tournament.
We're just trying to stick with our process. We have a process. If we come in, we work hard, it will come. And so we're trying not to think of it as, oh, we're just going out, we're losing every time. We're just coming in, working hard, and it will come. And it came. And is that the best feeling ever? Yeah, it was great after just waiting so long for that win. But, I mean, we're not done there. We want more, so.
Class A 5th-ranked Daleville Broncos host the Knightstown Panthers. First set, Knightstown Paige Holcomb with the ace there. Later in the first, Daleville's
Xana Weber sets it up for Lindsay and Janito, who spikes it down with authority. Again, it's Weber setting up in Janito, and again, a hard set there to the ground. Daleville wins the set. Daleville wins in 3 straight sets, improving to 13-2 on the season. Big win for Daleville tonight, and hopefully the Ball State Cardinals football team can follow in their footsteps with the Ball State parents coming up this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that game. I'm wondering kind of what our prospects are. How's our quarterback situation in our string of players?
Well, I agree with Riley Neal what he said. He has struggled. He recognizes that, and he's looking to improve. I think he can do it against a Eastern Kentucky defense.
I hope so, too. I have a friend who's from Eastern Kentucky, and I can't wait to brag if we win.
I know one, too, so I hope to be right there with you with the bragging rights.
I think my dad will be pretty upset if he comes up here and it rains and we don't win our football game.
Yeah, my dad, too.
Definitely. I'm thinking that, too. If they come up and they just bear it through that rain and come out with a L, then they're definitely going to be bummed out. But when we return, find out what television star is heading to Emmons.
Your NewsLink Entertainment is next.
Thank you. You got a key?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Good evening, I'm Adam Panel, and this is your entertainment news. Ball State University is full of key landmarks. Sammy has the story on one of those most well-known landmarks you walk past every day.
What comes to your mind when you think of Ball State University? I know what comes to mind, the legendary bell tower. Through this door and up over 400 stairs, there is an instrument called a carillon that is responsible for the ringing through campus we hear every day. Dr. Robert Willey, Director of Music Media Production in the School of Music, gives us the inside scoop on the instrument.
This is the carillon controller up in the tower in Schaefer, and these levers here pull down these clappers and they go up and ring the bells up and top. There's also a setup in the bottom there for your feet, so you can play it like an organ, both with your hands and your feet.
The carillon is not only used to keep time on campus, but also for certain holidays.
Normally this is only played automatically to chime the hours. There is a carillioner from Culver Academies who comes down once in a while named John Guins. You may have heard him play on Family Day or for graduations. He sometimes comes down and he's a trained organist and carillioner.
Ball State students walk past this iconic bell tower every day and never know exactly what makes it ring. Next time you walk by the Schaefer Tower and hear a different rhythm than normal, remember an artist is up there sharing their tunes for the whole campus to hear.
Thank you, Sammy. I know I will definitely listen next time I walk past the Schaefer Tower. A hit television star is set to take the Emmons stage this weekend. Comic and magician Michael Carbonaro is taking his show live. Carbonaro is best known for his role as host of his own show, The Carbonaro Effect. His magic show will be held Friday in Emmons Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. Carbonaro says the show is, quote, jam-packed with audience interaction, hilarious video clips, and a whirlwind of mind-blowing magic performed live. General tickets will be $30, and VIP tickets can be found for $125. Tickets can be bought through the Emmons box office or on Ticketmaster.com.
Well, we got our first little glance at some sweater weather. Can you tell me if I can wear some jeans tomorrow? I'm breaking my closet and start wearing some of my fall clothes.
Well, if you're going to be walking throughout campus tonight, yes, you're going to be needing that sweater and maybe a pair of jeans out there. 57 for your low tonight. High pressure is working into our area for this evening and for tomorrow as well. Look for a very nice day tomorrow. For the rest of the 7 days, we will be seeing a few rain chances coming in late Friday into Saturday. Saturday, 78 degrees, rain mainly in the morning, and then another coming in late in the Saturday night for the football game, unfortunately. Sunday, 78, and then the rest of your work week next week, it's going to be nice. 77 degrees, 80 on Tuesday, 83 for Wednesday. So next week, I'm looking at the further forecast, and it's going to be pretty warm, so that sweater weather might have to be put on hold for at least another week or two.
I'm okay with that. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't think I'm ready for that.
All righty.
Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.